Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the video, I just want to take a quick moment to thank my members. Their names will be on screen now. I really appreciate you for supporting my channel in whichever way you can, whether that is by joining the membership or by just being a viewer, silent or otherwise. But if you do want to become a member, then you can go down to the description box and you can follow the link there to join the membership. The benefits of the memberships are: from the first tier, the shoutout supporter, you will get your name on screen. The second tier, you will have the added benefit of a bi-weekly members only live stream. And for the third tier, you will have an additional benefit of members only videos that I upload on the weeks where I'm not live streaming. Again, the details are down below for joining if you want to join. We have a great community, we have a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks again so much for supporting me. It really does mean the world. But let's get into the video. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ilona. I'm also known as Chikara Transformations. I'm an online health and fitness coach, and I'm also a bodybuilder. If you're curious to see what my journey to the stage is like, I'll be competing in August, so I'm currently having an off season. Then be sure to just subscribe. I do vlogging as well. But yeah, today we're gonna return to my friend Funtie times. We're not really friends, I just call her my friend. But no, we are gonna look at some Funtie times. They do compilations of fat acceptance TikToks. And yeah, well, I figured we'd just take a little look and see what cringe there is there. I like these compilations because it kind of shows just some of the entitlement that people have in the fat acceptance movement. And like, I do think that people that are obese, I'm sure they do have a different experience in society from people that are not obese. But trying to normalize obesity and expecting the world to change because you're a big person, as opposed to you trying to fit into the world, I don't necessarily agree with that. This particular one is if you lose weight, you're insecure. And we're going to start off with Marissa Matthews, so you know it's a good one. Let me move over here. Alright, see what she has to say. Good old Marissa Matthews.
Oh, hi there. Thanks for dropping by. Now, are you someone who is aware of the fat oppression and the fat phobia that fat people experience, but you're not exactly sure how to help them and support them and be part of the solution? Well, please stay tuned because I have some tips for you. Now, I will preface...
I always find it, the fat oppression and fat phobia. I think fat phobia happens. I think the oppression is a bit extreme. They always seem to compare themselves. The way the vocabulary that you use is like that of racism, and it's not the same thing. You can't choose your skin color. You can choose to be fat or not, for the most part. Not everybody. I know some people have like diseases and it's a lot harder for some people than others, but for the most part, most people can do something about it if they really want to and if they work hard for it.
That these are not the only ways that you can help, but these are some good places to start. 1. Listen. Shut the f*** up and listen. Listen to fat people's experiences. Stop talking over them. If you want to be part of the solution, you have to understand and listen to what the f*** we're going through in order to help us. So shut the fuck up and listen.
Oh, I've listened so much. It's like basically my channel is responding to obese people, and some encourage some healthier eating habits, see where people can improve. But yeah, I think a lot of it is entitlement. I do, but I used to be I have changed my stance on people with obesity from when I first started my channel to where I am now. And it is partially because I have listened. So do I think some people are entitled? Yes. Do I think she is very entitled? Yes. But at the same time, I can also recognize that people do have a different experience going through life. Like, I watched Louise's journey. I'm fairly sure she's touched upon how people treat her differently now she's lost weight. People are nicer to her. That, for example, and for many people, they'll go into a doctor's office and they will just assume obesity. And like, granted, more likely than not, if you have health problems and you are severely overweight, it probably has to do with that. However, general practitioners do still have a duty of care to do proper an examination, to do a proper examination, to check you out. Like, yeah, it probably is because of weight, but what if it's not? Like, when it comes down to things like clothes and not fitting into seats and stuff like that, I think that's like, well, that's a choice you're making. You're making a choice to like get big, so you have to fit into certain clothes. I say this a lot, like, as a muscular woman, I find it very difficult to wear clothes as well. Not to wear clothes. I don't find it difficult to wear clothes. I find it difficult to buy clothes that fit me properly because of my shape. I have a very small waist, I have a very big legs and a very big bum, and I have big lats and big arms, and like, it's normal shop clothes usually don't fit me properly. But that's a choice that I'm making. If you're choosing to get big, or even if it's happened through depression or whatever circumstances, if you are big and you don't want to be big, or you don't want to shop in special shops, you're gonna have to just lose some weight, isn't it? And I know that's easier said than done. It's hard to lose weight. I know. Dieting sucks. Nobody likes to be hungry. Whether you're overweight or not, being hungry sucks, but that's just part of it.
After you've actually listened to us, the second thing that you can do is actually educate yourself about some of the things that we talked about. So, for example, if you just listen to someone talk about the fat phobia that they experienced at the doctor's, then go on Google Scholar and simply Google fat phobia in medicine and start reading. Educate yourself. It'll help. Stay tuned for part 2.
When a lot of fat activists, including Marissa here, say to shut up and listen to fat people, they're more often saying, don't question the nonsensical things we say or you're discriminating against us. I'm willing to listen to reasonable people with reasonable concerns about fat phobia, but I won't listen to anyone that says I'm aiding the oppressors by saying restaurants not being able to seat you as a fat person is not oppression.
Yeah, that's like basically in a way what I was saying. It's not like, I do think that fat phobia happens, but like, using the word oppression is, to me, like, that's going back to like slavery days. Like, I don't know, like, for me, oppression has a very different meaning, and maybe that's because I don't know the true definition of it, but oppression to me seems a lot more vast than people looking at you funny or you not fitting into a restaurant seat. You could say like it happens in a work environment, and I think this is an argument that many people use, is that in work environments, like, people may not get like they might not get selected for jobs. Now obviously if it's a physical job, you need somebody that is physically capable to do it. If you're morbidly obese to an extreme extent, especially to an extreme extent, you're not very mobile basically. So you probably can't do a job. And also on top of that, if somebody is over a certain weight, a certain BMI I should say, the chances of them being sick a lot because of their obesity, because obesity is a medical term, right? Like, they are sick basically. That's medically, they are sick. Is high. And if you're somebody that, if I have a business, my goal with my business is to make money. My goal with business is not to make friends. My goal with business is to make money. So I want people in job roles that are going to perform tasks to the highest ability, and that are going to be productive, and that are going to have great output, and that are going to be good for my company, so I can make more money. Because that's what business is all about. So you want to hire people that are good for that. Now, I'm not saying that people that are obese don't have skills. Of course they do. But if you have two people that are similar, but one of them is a healthy weight and they seem to have a lifestyle of where they take care of themselves, they exercise, they are active, they eat healthy, etc. Or you have the same person that is like 300 pounds overweight and that likes to, I don't know, that goes out drinking every weekend and that eats a lot of takeout and that doesn't really do anything besides watch TV in the evenings. I don't know. I would probably, like, maybe that's wrong for me to say, but I would go for the person that fits and that is fit and healthy, because on the balance of probability, it's more likely than not that they are gonna be more productive, have more energy, have more mental clarity, and they are less likely to be sick, therefore be able to produce more output and make more money for me. I don't like, the thing is with stuff like this, when I say it and I don't know if, because obviously, like, I know that when you're on the internet you do have to be very mindful of what you say. And like, it's never really my intention to offend some people. Like, I am straight talking and I am direct, but I don't want to upset people. It's just like, this is just the honest truth, right? And like, I don't know if that's just like sometimes painful for people because the truth is not nice to hear, but that's the reality of it. Is that a bad thing to say? Surely that's just how it is, right? I feel awkward now. I don't mean to offend anybody.
Couple things here. Weight and health do not mean the same thing, and health and worth don't mean the same thing either. Thin people can be unhealthy, so can fat people. It's
Yes, true. However, obesity is a medical term. Morbid obesity means that you are dying because of excess body fat. So by definition, you're unhealthy. Now granted, of course you can be thin and be unhealthy. I mean, look at Eugenia Cooney. Many bodybuilders, they are unhealthy. They take a lot of performance enhancers. They don't follow proper like post-psychotherapy protocols. Hormonally, they're imbalanced. Many people rely on fat burners, like excessive use of that. So people can look all kinds of ways and be unhealthy, and people can just have general health conditions. But obesity, in particular morbid obesity, it means that you are dying from excess body fat.
not a determining factor. You cannot tell by looking at someone their chronic illnesses, any eating disorders they have, any family history that they may have that contributes to the way that they look and their weight. Why wouldn't I want to be skinnier for my own self-worth? Yikes. It took me a really long time to learn that my size and my weight and the way that I look don't determine.
What is it? What is it, little sleepy pants? Sorry guys, my little girl wants to have a little cuddle with me. And you know, I'm not going to say no. Like, some people don't like it when I bring the dogs in, but I honestly, I'm all for listening to my supporters and subscribers and my viewers. But when it comes to my dogs, I will not make compromises. You have no idea what I have done for these dogs. I literally divorced a man partially because of these dogs. So trust me, these dogs are everything to me. If you don't like them, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I would never tell people don't watch if you don't like, but when it comes to my dogs, if they bother you, I really don't care. They are going to be a part of my channel. They are my life. They are my saviors. I don't know what I would have done without these dogs, honestly. You knew the kind of shit I've been through last year and some of the mental stuff that I'm fucking going through now. It's these dogs are keeping me sane, quite frankly. So they are not going anywhere because I fucking love them, basically, more than anything. Let's get back to this, shall we?
And my worth or my value or who I am as a person. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being fat doesn't make you a bad person.
I agree with her. Why wouldn't make you a bad person? Of course it doesn't. You're a bad person because of actions that you do or make or how you treat other people, not because you're obese. Of course not. Hey.
And you're really telling me that counting calories, working out, getting into a smaller size would make my life easier?
Yes, it would. Of course it would. Because you would be, first of all, probably a lot happier. It's like counting calories does not make life easy. It is hard work, having to measure things out, but at the same time, if you are losing weight and therefore you're able to probably more likely than not improve your health and just be able to, I don't know, fit into clothes that you want to fit into seats that you want to fit in, yeah, it's going to make life easier, isn't it?
Life's hard no matter what. I'm going to stay over here on self-love TikTok and continue to spread the good word of body positivity.
What I'm pretty sure this commenter is saying is that part of self-love is taking care of yourself. People who take good care of themselves tend to have higher self-esteem and be happier people.
Part of taking care of yourself is wanting to do better for yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to be skinny, but it means that you nourish your body, you nourish your mind, you exercise, you stay active. You exercise, you challenge yourself, you push yourself. Excuse me. Hey, princess. Sorry guys, she's just still, that this operation is going to take a long time for her to recover. But yeah, like taking care of yourself and self-love, it's not just about being skinny. It's about like taking care of yourself could be taking some time out to do some meditation. It could be reading a book. It could be going for a walk. It could be going for dinner with friends. You know, it doesn't mean self-love doesn't mean you have to fucking pound loads of pizza and like drench yourself in like 1,000-calorie drinks. What was it? That Sonic Boom. Was it a Sonic Boom that Amber had the other day? 1,000-calorie shake. That should be illegal. It really should. But like self-love doesn't mean that. But self-love also sometimes does mean having some pizza. It just, you know, you just don't have to have it every day. That's all.
And weight is a contributing factor to someone's health. If someone is morbidly obese, then they are unhealthy. Even if they have an ED that is making them fat, or they are chronically ill, or they're on medications that helped make them fat, that still means they're unhealthy because none of those things speak to good health.
So I have a fucking bone to pick with the people that make pants.
her handle is Feminist Land Whale. I do think that's quite funny though. I kind of can appreciate it when somebody's able to take the piss out of themselves. You know, like how if you call yourself Feminist Land Whale, that's kind of funny, isn't it? What is it?
Pants for fat girls. First of all, I look cute. That's not the point. I need to wear a belt with these pants because they won't stay up on my waist. Then my
It's not a very good belt, is it? It's fucking barely holding your pants up. I don't really like belts. I just wear leggings for the most part, to be honest. Because my fucking fat ass doesn't fit anything else. Well, wellness booty problems. My butt is growing though. I'm quite happy about that. I'm definitely starting to get a little bit of teardrop. Things are going well. The new coach is working really well as well. I'm doing so much less exercise, but my body's looking good for it. So I'm happy about it.
My belt does that. And then I gotta like tuck my pants into my belt.
I think she just needs to buy a fucking thicker belt. Like, I think anybody would struggle with this belt. I think the belt's just shit. It's nothing to do with her being big. It's just to do with the fact that it's just a shit belt.
I swear to God, I've done this 1,000 times already today and I haven't even left the house. And I gotta like tuck my pants into my belt. And then I like adjust. And I'm like, okay, I look good. And I do my thing. And then it all just moves around. Like, why can't you guys just make pants that fit my waist and my ass?
Oh, she's worried about the pants. Yeah, I mean, like, you're just a really awkward size. It's very difficult to make a size for somebody that deems themselves a land whale. You know, like, when you get over a certain size, your fat distribution is going to be so different from individual to individual that it's going to be almost like you're expecting somebody to basically customly tailor an outfit to you at retail prices. It doesn't work like that, you know?
I want to address this video to point out that, first of all, this isn't a specifically fat woman problem. It's a woman problem.
Yeah, for real. Like I was saying earlier, I really struggle buying clothes in normal shops, especially like jeans and stuff like that, because my body shape is just not conventional.
And more importantly, she said they need to make better pants for fat people, but as I've said before, if you are fat, there are a lot of different ways that fat can sit on your body. You can have a woman that is a size 18 with a big belly and skinny legs, or a tiny waist and big hips, and clothes will fit very differently on the two of them. And because of those reasons,
Yeah, that's what I was saying about like, it would almost have to become like a custom fit.
Just have to understand that if you're plus size, it will be harder to find clothes that fit you properly.
And you wonder why we don't trust these people.
And see, I've tried to talk about this before, and it seems like none of you get it. I don't care what a person does with their body. I do not care. However, there is a trend of fat people entering Hollywood, entering fame, entering whatever, fat, and then losing weight along the way. And that's fine, because that's what happens when you have more money, when you have more access to professionals that are specifically there to deal with your health. Like, I get that. But then in turn, they turn on the fat community. And that is where I have an issue. There is this community that is here to support you and has your back the entire time.
It's not really true though, is it? When Adele lost weight, people lost their shit. Usually speaking, the fat acceptance movement and the body positivity movement, that's all about accepting them. They're not very accepting about other people, and if they make changes to their life situation, if they want to improve or if they want to like lose body fat, it's really frowned upon.
And then you drop us for thin people. And that is why I feel like I have to mourn when fat people I look up to in media lose weight. It's not just the loss of the representation. It is now knowing that I've been abandoned.
To start off, did she just imply that being skinnier is healthier by saying that famous people have more money to have people around to focus on their health?
Because that's what happens when you have more money, when you have more access to professionals that are specifically there to deal with your health.
Doesn't that go against the fat acceptance rule that being fat isn't unhealthy?
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? She called them out. But I do agree that if you have money, it is easier. Like, if I'm a fucking millionaire, do you think I'm going to stand there and cook my own food? I probably would, to be fair, because I like cooking. But it's easier, you know what I mean? You can afford to have a personal trainer, an accountability coach. You can afford to have like chefs and stuff like that. So yeah, it is easier.
Second, the fat community only has your back as long as you are fat. And Rebel Wilson never claimed to be part of any fat community. So her weight loss was not turning her back on fat people. It was just her improving her health.
This person said, I don't want their bullshit around me, but I feel bad for them self-harming to accommodate Fatphobic Society. For context, this was a comment where we were talking about former fat people and how fat-phobic they can be. And I totally agree with this comment, and I asked if it was okay to comment response or video response, and they said that it was. This is just something that it's so difficult because I genuinely feel so horribly for the fat people on this app who like to come at me and attack me and troll me, and especially the former fat people who are like, well, I did it, da, 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 da. When you know at the end of the day, it's like, no, they're mad because I refuse to hate myself into better health, and I especially refuse to hate myself into a lie about better health. And
I think this person recently received a thread on Kiwi Farms, which says enough about them as an individual. If you get a thread on Kiwi Farms, you're kind of you're definitely a special individual. But apparently they identify as like infinifat, I believe, which is just like insane to even start arguing about health. You know, when you're infinifat, you're like does he identify as a death fat or an infinifat? I don't know, but like one of the worst fats that you can be, or the biggest fats. I'm not saying one of the biggest fats that you can be.
And I think that they get so pissed off because they have killed themselves to look like a specific ideal, and they still hate themselves, and they still have all of the same problems they've always had. And it's like, I get so fed up with the fact that basically I'm trolled all day by people who are so fucking insecure that they're hoping they can bully me into being as insecure as they are. Like, it's not gonna happen.
This person said that former fat people hated themselves into better health. That's not true. Most people that lose weight did it out of love for themselves, because if you love yourself, you take time to take care of yourself. And
yeah, I agree with that 100%. This is why I never understand the arguments that they make in terms of this, because like I said, if you want to take care of yourself, part of that is wanting to nourish yourself, and that can be through various means. It also means in moderation. It doesn't mean you have to just eat like kale and broccoli for every meal, but yeah, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and that means stimulating yourself in different ways, you know?
And that includes your body. And how can you say that everyone in your comments criticizing you are just insecure people? You call them brainwashed when you rep for a movement that takes pride in having a life-shortening condition. A condition that can decimate your quality of life. But no, that's something we need to protect and covet at all costs.
It's crazy that that's considered like self-love. Like, I can't imagine the pain that somebody his size or her size, their size, I don't know their pronouns. Let's not get into that. It's not about that. Their size. I think somebody their size, they have to just be in agony. Like, how can you not be? You have to just eat such horrible foods that just probably makes you feel rubbish. And physically, you just must be in so much pain just carrying that weight around. And like, how inconvenient must it be that you're so big that you probably struggle getting up, and you can't move, and you just going to the toilet is a hassle because you probably can't wipe yourself. Like, stuff like that is just basic human, not needs, but basic human, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, activities. I can't imagine not being able to do those things for myself.
How much do you want a brownie? But I mean, like, a real brownie. But diet culture has told us we can't have brownies unless they've got added courgettes in there, or added kidney beans, or added sweet potato. If you think about it, that's just really gross. No, this is a full fat, full sugar, full carb brownie. And take it from me, a personal trainer, the healthiest thing you can do is allow yourself to have that real brownie.
And yeah, there's nothing wrong with allowing yourself a brownie now and again. Eating a fucking tray like that, that's a problem though.
And not obsess over healthifying this perfect food. Just look at that brownie. Honestly, this is one of the best brownies I've ever had. Ghirardelli, you can sponsor me absolutely anytime. Wait for the brownie dance. 3, 2, 1.
This type of video should be made for a very specific audience. Specifically people with restrictive EDs that need all foods normalized and to feel okay consuming all foods. But for the rest of the world, which is most people, this advice is at best neutral and at worst horrible.
Yeah, because I think I do agree to some degree. I personally do believe in moderation. There's nothing wrong with having a piece of brownie sometimes, but the problem is when people have brownie for every meal, or like a brownie, because it's not just about the fact that it's a brownie, it's about the fact that just eat whatever you want. And like, yeah, eat what you want in moderation. Like, you're not going to undo your progress if you have a bad meal here and there. You're not going to undo your progress if you have like a glass of wine sometimes, or if you go out for dinner sometimes. Like, that's fine. The problem is that people like reward themselves with food all the time for every meal. And it's not even about rewarding themselves. They just have the brownie for every meal, for everything, as opposed to seeing it as a treat, which it should be. Like, if you have something all the time, it's not special anymore, is it really?
Especially for people with a habit of over-consuming nutrient-devoid foods. And I put this video in here because this woman believes this advice is good for everyone, including people that tend to overeat. This is the same woman that said, quote, "If you're still counting macros, get a hobby." But I don't think telling people with a tendency to overeat that eating a normal brownie is always better than eating a healthier alternative.
No, I don't think so. Like, I'm actually quite a big fan of, with my coaching, if people have cravings and stuff, like, I actually encourage people to do protein cooking. And what I mean by that is basically, like, just find recipes that are made with like protein powder and stuff like that. So try and cut out things like sugar. Try and minimize your fat. You can make protein pancakes, protein muffins. You can probably make like protein cheesecakes with like low fat cream cheese and stuff like that. So it's like, yes, it's not going to be the same thing as the actual thing. And I'm not saying never have the actual thing. But if you are going through a phase where you just feel really snacky, and you're more likely than not to want to have more of them because it's the run up to your period or something like that, you're better off having something like a protein muffin with maybe like a little bit of cream cheese on top, like low fat cream cheese or something like that, some sugar-free syrup, something like that. That's gonna take the edge off the craving of wanting something sweet, where you're eating, say, maybe like 150 calories that has protein in it, so it's going to be more filling. It's going to have less sugar in it, so it's going to like maybe impact your blood sugar levels a bit less. Then going off to like, what's it called, Starbucks, and getting a blueberry muffin that's like, I don't know, full 500 calories. Like, obviously one is, in terms of the progress that you're trying to make, one is better than the other. I'm not saying never have the blueberry muffin from Starbucks. It's just, if you can make healthier choices, if you have a goal, that's what you should do.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is not a sandwich. And anyone that claims that a lettuce wrap is the healthier version of a sandwich or a taco is lying to you. Why? Because this...
Well, I would agree it's not a sandwich. A sandwich has to be made from bread.
...is not a sandwich, it's a handheld salad. Most likely a really soggy one at that. And whilst we're here, please stop.
Don't knock the salad wraps. I've done them before. If you get yourself a nice iceberg lettuce, get the big leaves, and if you mix up your chicken or whatever, I wasn't doing chicken and mayonnaise at that time, mayonnaise. Huh. I miss it so much. Instead I have rice, but whatever. If whatever you want to make your mixture of, it doesn't have to be chicken or rice, it could be anything, but putting a little bit into a leaf and wrapping it up, folding it up and eating it is actually really nice. I really like doing it. But yeah, it's not a sandwich, I agree with that. It's not a sandwich. A sandwich needs to have some sort of bread component.
Kidding yourselves into thinking that this tastes better than a real sandwich or a real taco. It doesn't. Trust me, I would know. I kidded myself into thinking that for decades. Just do yourself a favour and eat the carbs, eat the sandwich, eat the tacos.
Here's the thing. Eating healthier alternatives to unhealthy food is not always because of a fear of calories or carbs. I personally love black bean brownies, and I eat them because I don't feel as bad when I do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I think so also as well, when you eat very healthy, your palate does change. When you eat certain foods, especially that is really highly processed, it tastes too sweet, or it tastes too greasy, and it does make you feel sick. I haven't had something like a McDonald's, that sort of fast food, I actually don't know. I actually don't know for how long. That sort of real dirty fast food, I haven't had that in years probably. I think maybe last time I had was some KFC hot wings, maybe a year ago or something like that. That's the extent of it. But when you eat a certain way, you do start liking it. I like eating protein pancakes. I like making protein ice cream. Don't get me wrong, Ben & Jerry's tastes nice, but I'm quite happy having an anabolic ice cream for 300 calories. I get 1.5 liters of volume food that's super filling, made with fresh fruit. You can put all kinds of stuff through there to make it nice. To me, it tastes nice. It's not necessarily Ben & Jerry's, but I would still rather have the ice cream, the protein ice cream, over the Ben & Jerry's, because it's more filling, it's less calories, and it's a different sort of tasty, because it's fresh, and you can taste the fruits and stuff like that,
I don't get the same headaches, stomach aches, acid reflux I get when I eat a normal brownie. I don't even know the calorie difference between a black bean brownie and a normal brownie. I just know that one of them makes me feel better, so I consume it. I sometimes take the tops off of my burgers because I don't want that much bread. It's not because I'm afraid of carbs. There's this idea in the fat acceptance community that anytime someone wants to consume something healthy, that they're just brainwashed by diet culture. But there are reasons to consume healthier alternatives to common junk foods that aren't because of diet culture or even calorie counting.
Right, so that is indeed the end of that video. On that note, I'm gonna make my pre-workout meal, my cream of rice. Love it. And then I need to walk the dogs, and then I'm gonna go train, and then I've got a few other bits. I've actually got a posing lesson today as well with Andrea Paloni. He's he does all kinds of stuff, but he's been helping out Louise's journey, and I really was impressed by what he did with her. After her first session, her posing improved so much, so I want him to help me out and give me some sass in my wellness posing. So yeah, looking forward to that. Otherwise, yeah, not a lot for me to add. So what we're gonna do, is there a brownie emoji? If there's not a brownie emoji, insert a cake emoji if you've made it this far. Comment, like, subscribe, dislike the video if you disliked it. Let me know down below why. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.